Life is full of ups and downs, and no one is exempt from facing difficult times. However, the way we perceive and respond to these challenges makes all the difference. When adversity strikes, most people see it as a sign to stop, a reason to complain, or an excuse to give up. An excuse to give up. But what if, instead of resisting hardships, we embrace them? What if we looked at every challenge as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become stronger? This shift in perspective can completely transform our lives. Difficulties often come unexpectedly, shaking our confidence and making us doubt our abilities. It is easy to feel overwhelmed when things do not go as planned. But the truth is, challenges are not meant to destroy us. They are meant to shape us. They are meant to shape us. The most successful and resilient people in the world are not those who have never faced adversity, but those who have chosen to rise despite it. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, they focus on what can be learned and how they can improve. Think about a seed planted deep in the soil. In darkness, it faces immense pressure, but instead of giving up, it starts growing. It pushes through the dirt, breaking barriers until it finally reaches the surface and stands tall. That is how challenges work in life. They are not burying you. They are planting you, preparing you for something greater. The moment you begin to see hardships as a necessary part of your journey rather than a punishment, your entire approach to life changes. The biggest mistake people make when faced with difficulties is asking, "Why is this happening to me?" instead of "What is this trying to teach me?" Every struggle carries a lesson, a hidden opportunity for growth. When you lose a job, it might be teaching you to develop new skills. When you face rejection, it might be pushing you towards something better. When you experience failure, it might be preparing you for the wisdom and strength required for success. Instead of resisting hardships, embrace them. Embrace them. History has shown time and time again that those who achieve greatness are the ones who do not run from adversity. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb, but each failure was a lesson that brought him closer to success. Oprah Winfrey faced rejection and hardships before becoming one of the most influential figures in the world. These people did not allow their struggles to define them. They used them as fuel to move forward. When faced with tough times, remind yourself that every difficulty carries the seed of an opportunity. You might not see it immediately, but if you persist, you will realize that the struggle was necessary for your growth. And strength is not built in comfort. It is built in adversity. The strongest individuals are those who have faced challenges and refuse to let them break them. So, the next time you encounter a difficult situation, instead of feeling defeated, embrace it. Embrace it. Ask yourself, how can this make me better? Shift your focus from the problem to the possibilities it brings. When you learn to see hardships as opportunities, you will no longer fear difficulties. You will welcome them as stepping stones to a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. In difficult times, one of the most important things you can do is control your mindset. Your thoughts shape your reality, and the way you perceive challenges determines how you respond to them. Many people allow negativity to take over when faced with hardships, letting fear, doubt, and frustration cloud their judgment. However, the strongest individuals understand that their mindset is their greatest weapon. Instead of being consumed by negative emotions, they focus on maintaining a perspective that empowers them. When adversity strikes, it is natural to feel overwhelmed. You might feel as if everything is falling apart and nothing is in your control. But even in the most challenging situations, there is always one thing you can control: your reaction. You can choose to see yourself as a victim, believing that life is unfair, or you can choose to take responsibility for how you move forward. The moment you stop focusing on what is going wrong and start focusing on what you can do about it, you take back your power. A positive mindset does not mean ignoring reality or pretending that problems do not exist. It means acknowledging the difficulty but refusing to let it defeat you. It means looking for solutions instead of dwelling on the problem. It means reminding yourself that every hardship is temporary and that you have the strength to overcome it. People who succeed in life are not those who have never struggled, but those who have trained their minds to remain strong despite their struggles. One of the biggest differences between those who crumble under pressure and those who rise above it is their inner dialogue. It's their inner dialogue. The way you talk to yourself during difficult times matters. If you constantly tell yourself that you cannot handle the situation, that you are not strong enough, or that things will never get better, you reinforce negativity in your mind. However, if you remind yourself that challenges are opportunities to grow, that you have overcome difficulties before, and that you are capable of finding a way forward, you build mental strength. History is filled with stories of people who have faced unimaginable hardships but refused to let their circumstances break them. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, yet he never allowed bitterness to consume him. Instead, he used that time to strengthen his resolve and ultimately became a symbol of resilience. Helen Keller, who was both blind and deaf, did not let her limitations define her. Instead, she learned to communicate and went on to inspire millions. These individuals understood that their hardships were not the end of their journey, but a part of it. Mental resilience is built through practice. It is not something you develop overnight, but rather something you strengthen every time you choose to push forward instead of giving up. One of the most effective ways to cultivate a strong mindset is by practicing gratitude. Even in difficult times, there is always something to be thankful for. Shifting your focus from what is going wrong to what is still good in your life helps you maintain perspective. Gratitude reminds you that hardships do not erase the blessings you have. Another key to maintaining a strong mindset is surrounding yourself with positivity. The people you listen to, the content you consume, and the conversations you engage in all influence your thoughts. If you constantly expose yourself to negativity, it will be difficult to stay strong. However, if you surround yourself with people who uplift you, read books that inspire you, and consume content that encourages growth, you will find it easier to maintain a positive outlook. In the end, tough times will come and go, but your mindset will determine how you emerge from them. You have the power to train your mind to be strong, to see obstacles as stepping stones, and to believe in your ability to overcome anything that comes your way. When you control your mindset, you control your future. Difficult times test our strength, patience, and resilience. One of the most powerful ways to navigate tough situations is by developing emotional resilience. Life is unpredictable, and challenges come when we least expect them. It is during these moments that we must learn how to regulate our emotions, maintain stability, and find inner strength. Those who master emotional resilience do not avoid pain or difficulties, but they learn how to respond to them in a way that does not break them. When faced with hardships, our emotions often take over. Fear, frustration, sadness, and anxiety can cloud our thinking, make problems seem bigger than they actually are. But reacting based purely on emotions can lead to impulsive decisions, unnecessary conflicts, and added stress. Instead, emotionally resilient individuals take a step back, assess the situation rationally, and allow themselves to process their feelings without letting those feelings control them. This does not mean ignoring emotions. It means acknowledging them while choosing to respond wisely. One of the most important aspects of emotional resilience is self-awareness. When you understand how you react to stress, you can consciously work on managing your emotions. Some people shut down and isolate themselves when they struggle, while others lash out or become overwhelmed by self-doubt. Recognizing your patterns helps you develop healthier ways of coping. Instead of letting emotions spiral out of control, take a deep breath, reflect, and remind yourself that you have the power to choose how you react. Another key element of emotional resilience is the ability to adapt. Life will not always go according to plan. Unexpected failures, disappointments, and setbacks are part of everyone's journey. People who are emotionally strong do not resist change. They embrace it. They understand that flexibility is key to overcoming obstacles. Instead of clinging to how things should have been, they focus on what can be done next. The ability to shift perspectives and adjust to new circumstances is a crucial skill that helps people stay strong when life gets difficult. Practicing emotional resilience also means not taking failures personally. Many people internalize failure, believing that it defines them. But setbacks are not a reflection of your worth or abilities. They are opportunities for growth. Every successful person has experienced failure at some point, but what sets them apart is how they respond to it. Instead of seeing failure as the end, they view it as a lesson. They analyze what went wrong, make necessary changes, and move forward with greater wisdom. Building resilience also involves setting healthy boundaries. During tough times, it is easy to become overwhelmed by negativity, whether from external sources or from within. Surrounding yourself with supportive people, avoiding toxic relationships, and distancing yourself from negativity help protect your mental and emotional well-being. When you focus on your inner peace and refuse to let external circumstances dictate your emotional state, you become stronger and more resilient. One powerful strategy for managing emotions is shifting focus to things you can control. Many people waste energy worrying about things beyond their influence. But when you redirect your attention to what you can change, your mindset, actions, and responses, you regain a sense of power. Instead of drowning in frustration over things you cannot change, invest your energy in taking constructive steps toward improvement. Developing emotional resilience also requires self-compassion. Too often, people are their own harshest critics. Thus, they blame themselves for things beyond their control, dwell on past mistakes, and set unrealistic expectations. But self-compassion is crucial for staying strong in difficult times. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a friend going through a tough time. Recognize that it is okay to struggle and that setbacks do not mean you are failing. They mean you are growing. In the grand scheme of life, hardships are temporary, but the strength you build in overcoming them lasts forever. Emotional resilience allows you to face adversity with confidence, maintain inner stability, and emerge from challenges stronger than before. When you train yourself to handle difficulties with grace and wisdom, no situation can truly break you. Difficult times often make us feel isolated, overwhelmed, and uncertain about the future. It is during these moments that the power of perspective becomes one of the most valuable tools we have. The way we view our struggles can either break us or strengthen us. Shifting our mindset and looking at challenges from a different angle allows us to handle tough times with more resilience and clarity. While we cannot always control what happens to us, we can control how we perceive it. And the perception shapes our reality. Perspective is what determines whether we see an obstacle as a roadblock or a stepping stone. When faced with hardships, many people immediately assume the worst. They see failure as permanent, pain as unbearable, and difficulties as unfair punishments. This mindset leads to hopelessness and inaction, However, those who cultivate a strong and positive perspective understand that every challenge holds a lesson. Instead of seeing failure as an endpoint, they view it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. They realize that setbacks are often disguised blessings that push them toward greater strength and wisdom. One of the most powerful shifts in perspective comes from realizing that adversity is not happening to us. It is happening for us. Life's difficulties are not punishments. They are opportunities for transformation. Every great success story is filled with struggles, disappointments, and failures. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is how they interpret their experiences. Successful people do not see problems as unfair burdens. They see them as challenges to be conquered. They ask themselves, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me better? This mindset does not eliminate hardships, but it changes how they are experienced. Another essential aspect of perspective is recognizing that tough times are temporary. When we are in the middle of a crisis, it often feels like the struggle will last forever. We become so consumed by our pain that we forget that life is constantly changing. No hardship lasts indefinitely. Just like seasons change, so do circumstances. Even the most difficult moments will eventually pass, and how we choose to endure them determines the person we become on the other side. Reminding ourselves that struggles are temporary allows us to stay hopeful and resilient instead of becoming overwhelmed by despair. Gratitude is another powerful way to shift perspective. In difficult times, it is easy to focus on everything that is going wrong. However, even in the darkest moments, there is always something to be grateful for. When we consciously shift our focus from what we lack to what we have, we gain strength. Gratitude does not mean ignoring hardships. It means choosing to acknowledge the good that still exists despite them. Practicing gratitude rewires the brain to look for positives, making it easier to face difficulties with a strong and hopeful attitude. Changing perspective also involves letting go of comparison. Many people add to their own suffering by comparing their struggles to others' successes. They see people who appear to have an easier life and feel like they are falling behind. But perspective teaches us that no one has a perfect life. Everyone faces challenges, even if they are not visible. The key is to focus on our own journey instead of measuring ourselves against others. What matters is how we grow through our own struggles, not how we compare to someone else's progress. Mindset plays a critical role in how we interpret difficulties. A fixed mindset sees failure as a reflection of ability, while a growth mindset sees it as a chance to improve. Those with a growth mindset under struggles are part of the learning process. They do not see mistakes as proof that they are not good enough. They see them as steps toward mastery. When we adopt a growth mindset, we stop fearing failure and start seeing it as an essential part of success. Ultimately, perspective is what allows us to navigate life's challenges with strength and resilience. When we shift our mindset from victimhood to empowerment, we take control of our struggles instead of letting them control us. Instead of asking, "Oh, why is this happening to me?" we start asking, "What can I learn from this?" That simple change in perspective can make all the difference. The way we see our challenges shapes the way we experience them, and when we learn to view them through a lens of growth, we emerge stronger than ever. One of the most important things to remember during tough times is that our inner strength is often much greater than we realize. Many people crumble under pressure, not because they are weak, but because they underestimate their own resilience. When life throws unexpected challenges our way, it is easy to feel like we are not equipped to handle them. We might believe that we lack the necessary resources, experience, or emotional strength to push through. However, history has repeatedly shown that human beings have an extraordinary capacity to endure. adapt, and overcome, even when the odds seem stacked against them. Inner strength is not something that people are simply born with. It is something that is developed through experience. Just like muscles grow stronger with resistance, our emotional and mental resilience grow through the hardships we face. Every challenge we endure, every struggle we push through, and every setback we survive adds another layer of strength to our character. Often, when we look back at the most difficult moments of our lives, we realize that those were the very experiences that shaped us into stronger, wiser, and more capable individuals. One of the biggest misconceptions about inner strength is that it means never feeling pain, fear, or doubt. This is far from the truth. Strength is not about pretending that we are unaffected by challenges. It is about choosing to keep moving forward despite them. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is taking action despite it. True resilience is about acknowledging our struggles, allowing ourselves to feel the emotions that come with them, and then choosing to rise above them rather than be defeated by them. A key part of developing inner strength is learning to trust ourselves. Many people look outward for validation and guidance when they are going through tough times. While seeking support is important, we must also learn to trust our own instincts, decisions, and abilities. No one understands our struggles, dreams, and potential better than we do. Often, when faced with difficulties, we instinctively know what we need to do, but self-doubt holds us back. The more we trust ourselves and take action, the stronger our confidence becomes. Another way to build inner strength is to develop a mindset that embraces challenges rather than avoids them. Many people spend their lives trying to escape difficulties, believing that a life free of struggles is the key to happiness. However, true fulfillment does not come from avoiding hardships. It comes from conquering them. When we view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as obstacles to be feared, we unlock a new level of resilience. We start seeing every problem as a chance to develop new skills, strengthen our character, and prove to ourselves that we are capable of handling anything that comes our way. Self-discipline also plays a crucial role in inner strength. Tough times often test our patience and endurance, making it tempting to give up or take the easier path. However, those who cultivate discipline understand that success, healing, and growth require consistency and effort. Whether it is sticking to a goal, maintaining a positive mindset, or simply getting out of bed on difficult days, small acts of discipline add up over time and contribute to our overall resilience. One of the greatest challenges to maintaining inner strength is dealing with negative thoughts and self-doubt. When we are going through difficult times, our minds often become our own worst enemies. We may start believing that we are not good enough, that things will never get better, or that we are alone in our struggles. This is why mental strength is just as important as physical endurance. The ability to control our thoughts, redirect negative thinking, and remind ourselves of our capabilities is essential for overcoming adversity. Developing inner strength also requires us to take care of ourselves. Many people believe that pushing through hardships means neglecting their emotional and physical well-being. However, true strength is not about self-destruction, it is about balance. Taking care of our minds and bodies through rest, self-reflection, and healthy habits gives us the energy and mental clarity to face challenges head-on. Lastly, inner strength is closely tied to our sense of purpose. When we have a strong reason to keep going, we are less likely to be defeated by temporary hardships. Whether it is a dream we are working toward, a responsibility we have taken on, or a personal mission that gives our life meaning, having a purpose fuels our resilience. Idioms. When things get tough, reminding ourselves of why we started, what we are working toward gives us the motivation to keep moving forward. At the end of the day, Our inner strength is not measured by how much we avoid difficulties, but by how we face them. The more we push through hardships, the stronger we become. Every struggle we endure adds to our resilience, making us more prepared for the future. We must learn to trust in our own ability to handle whatever comes our way because, deep down, we are always stronger than we think. One of the most powerful lessons in life is realizing that no matter how difficult things get, we always have the ability to push forward. Tough times are inevitable. Everyone faces struggles, some visible, some hidden, but what truly defines us is how we respond to them. Many people break under pressure, not because they are incapable, but because they allow their circumstances to dictate their mindset. The truth is, our thoughts and attitudes play a significant role in how we navigate hardship. If we believe we are weak, we act weak. But if we believe in our strength, we find ways to rise, even when everything seems to be working against us. In difficult moments, it is easy to feel overwhelmed. We question why things are happening to us, why life seems unfair, and whether we have what it takes to make it through. These thoughts are natural, but dwelling on them too much can keep us trapped in negativity. Instead of asking a why me, we must learn to ask, what can I learn from this? Or how can I use this to grow? Shifting our perspective in this way does not erase our problems, but it does give us power over them. We begin to see challenges as opportunities rather than as punishments. One of the greatest strengths a person can have is the ability to endure. Life will not always go according to plan. Dreams will sometimes take longer to achieve than expected. People will let us down. Failure will happen. But those who keep going, despite all these setbacks, are the ones who eventually reach success. This is why perseverance is so important. It is not about having everything figured out or never making mistakes. It is about refusing to give up, no matter how many times we fall. Another key to staying strong in tough times is self-belief. Many people wait for external validation before they start believing in themselves. They want someone to tell them they are capable, smart, or strong enough. But real confidence does not come from outside opinions. It comes from within. If we constantly look to others for approval, we will always be at their mercy. True strength comes when we decide for ourselves that we are enough. It comes from knowing that we have the ability to overcome, even if no one else believes in us. At times, tough moments feel unbearable because we are too focused on the big picture. We think about how far we still have to go, how much needs to be done, and how difficult the journey ahead seems. This kind of thinking can be overwhelming. Instead, we must learn to take things one step at a time, Instead of worrying about the entire mountain we have to climb, we should focus on taking just one step forward, and then another. Progress happens in small, consistent efforts. Even if we can only move forward a little each day. It is still progress. progress. It is still 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 progress. Self-discipline plays a crucial role in staying strong. When things get hard, it is tempting to escape, to distract ourselves, to avoid the problem, or to give up altogether. But discipline means choosing growth over comfort. It means showing up for ourselves even when we do not feel like it. It means doing what is necessary, even when it is difficult. Those who build self-discipline do not rely on motivation alone. They understand that strength is built through daily habits and repeated effort, not just through moments of inspiration. Equally important is the ability to manage our emotions. When we go through difficult times, emotions can become overwhelming. Fear, frustration, sadness. These feelings can cloud our judgment and make us react impulsively. While it is important to acknowledge our emotions, we must not let them control us. Strength is about feeling deeply but choosing to respond wisely. Instead of reacting with anger or despair, we must learn to pause, reflect, and act with intention. A strong support system can also make a huge difference. While inner strength is crucial, we do not have to face everything alone. Having people we can lean on, whether it is friends, family, or mentors, can help us stay grounded. Sometimes, just knowing that someone believes in us is enough to keep us going. That being said, we must also be careful about who we surround ourselves with. Negative influences can drain our energy and make us doubt ourselves. Strong people choose to be around those who uplift and inspire them. Lastly, having a purpose gives us the strength to keep moving forward. People who know why they are doing something are far less likely to give up. Whether it is a dream, shared responsibility, or a personal mission, having a strong reason to keep going makes all the difference. When we remind ourselves of why we started, it becomes easier to push through obstacles. Purpose fuels resilience, and those who hold on to it will always find the strength to rise, no matter how hard things get. No matter what life throws our way, we must remember that we are stronger than we think. Than we think. Challenges are not meant to break us. They are meant to shape us. Each time we endure hardship, we grow. Each time we push through, we become stronger. In the end, our struggles are not what define us. Our ability to overcome them does.